There's no question that there's a trend of telling the micro story to show the macro issue. There's just something when you get a story told through an individual's eyes, and the other critical thing in all storytelling is to have some sort of narrative arc. Something has to happen. And those are the most powerful and effective stories. The Home Front, which won first place in the linear category, which was a New York Times production, for those of you who haven't seen it, you must see it, but it's a story about an American soldier going off to Afghanistan to be deployed last year as part of the Obama surge. And this is a soldier who's been in the Army for 17 years, and now he's finally getting his chance to do what he's trained for. But he has two boys, and he's a single parent. And the boys, who I believe were, 10 and 13, something like that. This is an example of if you took away all of the visuals and all you listened to was like a radio piece, BBC, NPR soundtrack, I'd still have been in tears. Because it was so precious, and the boys were so articulate and unlike men, so able to be emotional and expressive about their love for their father and their fears for him. As I said earlier, a very important aspect of any kind of storytelling is that there's an arc. There's a transformation of some kind in the plot, in the story, in the narrative. And this one has an amazing one. And one that, the story could have ended at a certain point and you would have felt like you had a satisfying meal, and then something incredible happens that then just brings the drama and the emotional impact and the deeper meaning of their story to this whole other place. In terms of the technical quality, pushing the medium forward, there's nothing, I would say, extraordinary about that piece. I think it really is a piece, it's good, it's solid photography, solid video, solid audio, in that the editors and the producers had enough material to spin the story and really have impact. We all came in with, let's say, fixed ideas or kind of ideas that were alive in our heads of what multimedia is, and then, what are the elements of it that distinguish it. And as we would go through pieces, different pieces would bring up different aspects and different points of conversation. Blanco, which was much more of a conceptual piece, I almost call it like a sensory piece. There's no voice of the subject, there's no narrative, there's no video. It's just wonderful music punctuated in like this beautiful dance with the visual narrative, which is all just still photography with certain kinds of special effects and treatments. Some might feel overuse of special effects on the still pictures, and the still pictures are excellent. This is a case where it's really a post-production piece, but that's okay. In my 10 years, I've done things that are conceptual, all about post-production, and then there are other pieces where it's all about the field work and the quality and power of the material I've accumulated in the field. So I'm very proud that we have that piece in, because it sort of sets a standard for a certain aspect of this medium and a way that you can use photography and elements of multimedia to have, to be impactful. Or to just take someone on a ride, a sensory ride. Man in the Forest, which is an entry from China, was just a wonderful story of an individual committed to protecting this one species on this island of China, and again, it's very heartfelt and sincere, and I can't say there's big drama in it. And as the excellent motion graphics at the beginning point out, there's only 22 of these monkeys left, but this man, this is his life, and he has arthritis, and he misses his family, and he's lonely in the jungle. So it's just such a beautiful way to tell an individual story, but then make you care about the bigger issue.